Welcome to CLNH e-learning Fire Safety Training Module. Fire safety is a mandatory training for all Community Living North Halton staff and is to be completed annually.
This module will take approximately 30 minutes to complete, plus a quiz at the end. Note that the model is not complete until the quiz is complete. An overview of this training module. Fire safety and emergency evacuation is part of an overall emergency plan for all occupancies. This training module has four main parts or chapters: fire safety plan, inspections, fire drills, and fire extinguishers.
The goal of this module is that all staff understand the reason for fire and evacuation plans and to support safe practices to save lives.
How threatening can a house fire be? Fire and toxic smoke can spread through a building in a matter of minutes. It is essential that you know the emergency measures necessary to survive. Fire doubles every 60 seconds, but can be slowed by closing doors and creating barriers. Types of emergencies that you might encounter at a residence. Fire. Pot on the stove catches on fire. Dryer fire caused by lint filters not being changed. Furnace fire caused by cardboard boxes leaning up against it. Smoke. You see or smell smoke. Gas leak. The rotten egg smell of natural gas used by the furnace. Medical. Example, anaphylactic shock, heart attack, but not an evacuation of all occupants. As a staff member, you must respond. Through proper training and correct fire drills, you can be confident in your response. Fire safety training involves four chapters or parts. 1. The fire safety plan. 2. Inspections. Smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. 3. Fire drills, monthly and fire department supervised ones. And the fire extinguisher.
Chapter 1. The Fire Safety Plan. On the screen is an example of the cover page of a fire safety plan from one of our homes. It is stamped approved by the Milton Fire Department Fire Prevention Officer. Each resident and program area is required to have a fire safety plan custom made for that particular location. The fire safety plan includes building and individual information relevant to fire safety. Staff orientation will include a fire safety plan review and gives you a chance to ask questions. Staff must read and sign off. Fire safety plan components. First, diagram, schematics, or layout of the residence. Identified on this diagram should be bedrooms and exits. Note individual safety concerns. Example, mobility issues, ability to self-evacuate, or refusal to leave. Evacuation site, if you cannot return to the house or program area, and it is approved by the local fire department annually. Here's an example of a schematics or top-down view of a residence. Note that each bedroom is identified by individual and exits are labeled. This layout provides detailed information about the physical layout of the house and exactly where individuals would be if there were to be an overnight fire. The location of the fire safety plan. The plan is to be posted by every exit. It should be easy to see or locate by staff. Typically, you will find a fire safety plan in every residence by the front door, hanging on the wall, taped or framed, in a red folder. Here is what the last page of the fire plan looks like. It shows who requires assistance and what that assistance looks like. Note at the bottom, it has the person's name, their location, for example, bedroom, and what mobility issues that they have. Let's look at mobility issues of residents that may require staff assistance. Example 1. Lynn is wheelchair bound and will need assistance in getting into her chair and evacuating the house. On the fire safety plan, the mobility issue will be needs wheelchair, may require assistance getting to her chair and evacuating. Example number 2. Judy may not leave her room on her own. Staff will need to go to her room and verbally prompt her to leave and ensure she exits. However, she is physically able to self-evacuate. The mobility issue on the fire safety plan will be may not immediately evacuate on own, may require verbal prompts to self-evacuate. What is an evacuation site? In the event of emergency, where emergency responders do not allow you back into the house immediately due to safety concerns, example after a fire or gas leak, each residence has an evacuation site. The evacuation site is typically the closest CLNH residence, or it may be head office or Todd Road location. Staff will take or arrange to get residents to the evacuation site until it is safe to return or other arrangements are made. Chapter 2, Inspections. Fire safety inspections and their documentation.
Monthly safety checks. We are mandated to have monthly fire drills at each residence and program area at the lowest staffing ratio. In a house, drills should be conducted with all residents starting in their bedrooms, and then staff times how long it takes for everyone to exit the house. 2. Check smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. You'll be holding the test button down for them to sound. Check each fire extinguisher. Call Lifeline to test that it works.
Here's what a smoke alarm looks like. It'll be high on the wall or located on the ceiling. This particular picture shows a hardwired smoke alarm, which is wired to the house's electrical system. It contains a 9-volt battery backup. Some smoke alarms may be hardwired, some may be battery only. On the right-hand side is a carbon monoxide alarm. How to test an alarm. Here's an example of a combination carbon monoxide and smoke alarm device. It's required on every level of a residence. A smoke alarm is required in every bedroom. The test button is typically found in the middle of the device, as indicated by the blue arrow.
How to check that a smoke alarm is operational. First, locate the test button on the alarm. Second, press the test button for 2 or 3 seconds and then release it. And this will activate the alarm to sound. Battery units will alarm independently of other units in the house or location. Interconnected or hardwire units will all go into alarm simultaneously when one alarm is tested or set off by smoke. Some interconnected units have battery backups. Sprinkler systems are part of fire safety. Most of CLNH's residences have sprinkler systems. You can tell this by the water tanks in the basement, similar to what is shown in the picture. Part of the sprinkler system is a sprinkler head mounted on the ceiling or high on the wall. Heat triggers the sprinkler by breaking the rad seal. Annual sprinkler inspections are done by an outside contractor.
Chapter 3. Fire Drills.
Fire drills are important. Through consistent repetition, fire drills teach individuals to recognize emergency alarms and that they must evacuate. Fire drills allow staff and individuals supported to practice and be good at following procedures. That is, they know what to do in an emergency. Fire drills allow staff to discuss any issues or concerns they may have about evacuation. There's no way to know how you or an individual supporter will react in a real fire, but with real training, your chances of success increase dramatically. Drills get easier with practice as staff will perfect the motions and individuals will react more consistently. Drill like your life depends on it, because one day it might.
Here's an important memo from CLNH Health and Safety Committee. This memo about fire drills provides important information about training, about a reminder to close doors after you evacuate a room, about wearing lifelines so you can press them in case of an emergency, staffing ratios when we do fire drills, we're in an overnight scenario, and explains the difference between rescue and evacuation. Please review the memo. Let's look closer at point number 5 of the memo. Fire rescue versus fire evacuation. What does a rescue mean? Rescue means to go in and get. That is, you save someone who is in a dangerous or distressing situation. It may involve running into a burning building. Performed by firefighters with personal protective equipment. Risk to personal safety to staff is high, but it is expected. It's part of the job for which firefighters are trained. Evacuation means to get out. You assist someone to move from a dangerous area to a safer area. The evacuation task is performed by CLNH staff. The risk to personal safety of staff is minimal. Preparing for a fire drill. Before the drill, first have a watch or cell phone ready. The stopwatch app on the phone can be used to record the time it takes to exit. And 2, have a blank copy of the monthly fire drill form, because you'll have to complete it at the end of the drill. The third thing before the drill begins is a reminder to not inform residents or individuals at a day program of a planned drill. We want this to be a surprise. Varying the time when drills are done adds to the surprise factor and allows for all staff to have an opportunity to participate. 4, residents must be in the rooms. This simulates a night fire drill, which is statistically the most likely time a fire will occur. Conducting a fire drill. Remember that the Fire Safety Plan Mobility section contains information on mobility issues of each individual. Step number 1, the starting point. Residents are in their bedrooms. Staff member who is conducting the drill is wearing a lifeline. Step 2, a second staff member initiates the smoke alarm in a randomly chosen bedroom, and starts the timing of the drill. Step 3. Staff conducting the drill needs to locate the fire. Example, they follow the sound of the alarm and go to the bedroom where the alarm sounds. And press the lifeline, either through simulation or actually doing this as a test of the lifeline. Step 4. Staff conducting the drill evacuates individual nearest the danger area first. That is, the person in the bedroom where the alarm went off. Be assertive. 5. Close the door after clearing each room. This delays the spread of fire and smoke. 6. Individuals who are most easily evacuated and or closest to the fire are directed out next. 7. A final head count ensures evacuation is complete. Simulate a 911 call if a lifeline has not already been pressed. At the completion of the fire drill, check your time and fill out the fire drill form. How long should it take to evacuate? In a drill, time should be under 3 minutes to locate the fire, close each door as each individual evacuates, and everyone has evacuated. Houses that have sprinkler systems have roughly 45 minutes to evacuate all residents. Mobility issues, example, someone is in a wheelchair, someone is unsteady on their feet, or someone may refuse to leave, can delay an evacuation time. In some cases, it may be very difficult for you to get certain individuals out. Example, if all the residents are in wheelchairs, or someone refuses to leave. So you will need to spend more time and effort and additional strategies to assist them in this. Every fire drill assumes evacuation status, not rescue status. Let's consider a real emergency situation. How will you react? Will you be able to stay calm and think clearly? How will you get everyone evacuated as quickly as possible? How will the residents or individuals react? Will they respond differently than in a drill situation? What if the exit used for drills is blocked due to a fire and preventing you from going that way? Fire department supervised fire drills. Each year, the local fire department will come to each residence or program area to conduct a fire inspection, including a fire drill. What will fire prevention officers be expecting? First, a current fire safety plan, a sprinkler certificate that is current, and your monthly fire drill records. They will witness a full fire drill. Practice makes perfect, so show them you've been drilling correctly. Success means all individuals are evacuated. Don't forget anyone. Even when there are individuals who have significant mobility issues, example in a wheelchair, may not cooperate or leave easily, the fire department requires staff to evacuate all individuals to the point of safety. This means you continue to make efforts to encourage individuals to leave, even if this takes significant time. You are allowed up to 45 minutes in order to meet the vulnerable occupancy standards of the Ontario Fire Marshal. 3 things to stress about supervised fire drills. First, CLNH staff must follow the instructions of the fire prevention officers, even if these instructions are different than other drills conducted. The fire department drill is a legal requirement under the authority of the entire fire marshal's office, and all residence programs need to be compliant in order to pass their test. 3. Failure to pass the fire drill means that the fire prevention officers will return, and you have to do it over. CLNH Policy HS 03040 states, identified deficiencies will be corrected. If in a rural location and making a 911 call, we want to help speed response and ensure the location is correct. Knowing the crossroads to the road you are located on is important. As an example, if the residence is 12446 line, know that there are two 6 lines in Halton County. So you will want to give the 911 operator the address as 12446 line Nasagaweya to facilitate the emergency response. You can also give the location as the house is located between 15 Side Road and 20 Side Road, between Highway 25 and Guelph Line. Gas leaks. It could be an emergency situation. Smelling rotten eggs may indicate a gas leak at the residence. You have two options. Call Gas Utilities Company, and they will send a technician to test for a leak. If the smell is very strong, leave the house with all residents and then call 911. Chapter 4. Fire Extinguishers. Fire extinguishers. There are 4 goals in this training related to fire extinguishers. Knowledge. Know where the fire extinguishers are located in the house and the vehicle. Maintain. Check that fire extinguishers are in good working condition. Use. Know how to use a fire extinguisher. Confidence. Be confident to actually use a fire extinguisher in an emergency situation. Checking out a fire extinguisher. All fire extinguishers in residence and programs are rated for all 3, A, B, and C. A, combustibles, B, liquids, C, electrical. You will see the label on the fire extinguisher. A, B, C. Let's look at the fire extinguisher closely. First, the location. The fire extinguisher hangs on a wall in several locations in a house or program area. In a house, kitchen, outside of bedrooms, the living area, and the basement. Parts of the fire extinguisher. There is a gauge near the handle, and a green zone indicates proper pressure. The yellow tag is to record monthly checks. You date and initial. What are the monthly checks? Each month, there needs to be a check of each fire extinguisher in the house. Take the fire extinguisher off the clamp or the bracket on the wall. Turn the fire extinguisher upside down and shake it for a few seconds. Confirm the gauge is in the green zone, as you see in the diagram to the right. Date and initial the tag if the gauge is in the green zone.
There is an acronym commonly used to help remember how to operate a fire extinguisher. It is called PASS. P, pull the pin. A, aim the hose at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the handle. S again, sweep. Sweeping motion from side to side. Pull the pin, or the ring, attached to the handle. The pin and the plastic tab prevent the handle from being squeezed and setting off the fire extinguisher accidentally. When you pull the ring out, the plastic tab, yellow in this example, will break off. Grab hold of and pick up the fire extinguisher. Then, release the hose from its clip on the side of the extinguisher. Place one hand on the handle and the other hand on the hose. Position yourself a meter or so from the fire. Then, aim the hose at the base of the fire. After aiming the hose at the base of the fire, you will squeeze the handle and, in a sweeping motion from side to side, move the fire extinguisher.
To use a fire extinguisher or not? Yes. If the fire is small or contained, example, a stovetop fire, a fire in a wastebasket, and you don't feel in danger. After using a fire extinguisher, still call the fire department so they can check to ensure no residual fire or risk exists. And report immediately to manager and director that the fire extinguisher has been used.
To use a fire extinguisher or not. No. If the fire is large and are not contained, or will put you in danger. For example, electrical fires start in the basement and there are large flames. It is beyond your ability to attempt to put out, and you move directly to evacuating the residents.
Grease and electrical fires. If a grease fire starts, cover the pan with a lid to smother the flames and turn off the burner. Never put water on a grease or electrical fire. Never store anything near the furnace or heater. 1 meter clearance must be maintained around these items at all times. Let's review. What information is found in a fire safety plan? A diagram, schematics, or layout of the residence. Notes regarding individual safety concerns. List an evacuation site if you cannot return to the house after an evacuation, and it's approved by the local fire department. What should you know about the individuals supported? Know any mobility issues and how you need to assist them to evacuate. 3. How fast can a fire spread? Very quickly. Within minutes, a house can be engulfed in flames. Fire doubles every minute. 4. As you evacuate a room, what should you do? Close the door behind you as you evacuate. This can help retard or slow the spread of fire. 5. Should you use water to put out a grease or electrical fire? Never put water on a grease or electrical fire. Question 6. When should you use a fire extinguisher to put out a fire? When the fire is small, contained, and you feel safe to do so. 7. If a fire is large, there are flames and lots of smoke, what should you do? Evacuate everyone immediately. 8. What do you smell if there's a natural gas leak? Rotten eggs. Question 9. What is the difference between evacuate and rescue? Rescue, go in and get, done by firefighters. Evacuate, get out, done by support workers. 10. What safety procedures or checks are done each month? Fire drill, check smoke alarms, check the lifeline, check fire extinguishers. 10. And last question. What does the acronym PASS stand for? P, pull the ring. A, aim the hose at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the trigger or the handle. S, sweep from side to side. The end of the fire safety training module presentation.